Hey everyone, Michael here with hellocupcakeitsme, and today is July 2nd, 2022, and how are you? And in traditional July in the Pacific Northwest weather, it is dark, overcast, foggy, and kind of drizzly outside. And it's going to continue to be like this dark, overcast, drizzly, completely like torrential downpour of rain, possibly even snow until after July 4th, and that seems to be like when we get summer here in the Pacific Northwest. So, yeah, I've actually seen it snow on the 4th of July. And every year it catches me off guard because we'll have like a week and a half, 2 weeks worth of just like really hot, amazing summer 1.0 type weather. And then like July 5th, it just all goes to hell and it gets like really freaking hot, and that lasts until like about the about the end of August, beginning week or so of September, and then it goes into like our 9 months worth of doom, gloom, and everything in between. So, and there's something really interesting going to be happening on July 5th. The CERN Hadron Collider is going online, and they are going to put through more power than what they ever have done before in the past. And some are saying that they're trying to open up a gateway to another dimension. Others are just saying that they are just experimenting to see how much power they could put out and what happens when you speed up particles to that kind of acceleration, and so on and so forth. So back in 2012, when the CERN collider turned on the first time, it was theorized that that was the end of the universe as we know it. And you're probably thinking, well, Michael, we're still alive. But if you haven't done so already, or you don't know about it, that it was theorized that when they turned it on, that they started seeing all kinds of stuff like appear, like kind of a opening of the curtains, and then like everything just kind of blew up from there. And so that created the Mandela effect, and it's speculated, hypothesized, whatever you want to call it, that think of there being multiple universes. And because you can't destroy energy, this is our universe, and this is the universe right next to us. And when they turned on the Hadron Collider, we overlapped with the universe right next to us. And so everything from the old universe and the new universe kind of like just came together, and that's why things haven't really felt like they're in sync with everything. So like with some of the Mandela effects in the old universe, people remember things going a certain way. In this universe, people remember things a certain way. And so one of the ways that you can recall or tell if somebody's from the old universe or the new universe is by asking them things that we grew up with. So in Snow White, when the evil queen goes to the mirror, what does she say? Some people say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" Other people say, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" If you're one of the people that remember the evil queen saying, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," you are from the old universe. If you're from this universe, you remember her saying, "Magic mirror on the wall." Another example is Forrest Gump. There's two versions of what happened. Mama said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Or Mama said life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So was and is has been put in there. So if you remember life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. You're from the old universe. If you know it as Mama said life was a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. That is from the new universe. Same thing with corporate mascots. Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Do you remember the son having sunglasses? Or do you remember him without sunglasses? The old universe had sunglasses. New universe doesn't have sunglasses. And there's a lot of little like tweaks like that. Curious George, the cartoon character. Do you remember him with a tail or without a tail? If you remember him with a tail, you're from the old universe. New universe, no tail. And it's a fun little rabbit hole to fall down, but also kind of interesting and scary. And a lot of people like, oh, well, you know, corporations change their logos and their mascots and blah, blah, all the time. But, you know, there's so much more that happens. Like, just Google search Mandela effects and go from there. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, July 5th, they're supposed to turn on the Hadron Collider yet again and put more power through it than they ever have before. And when I first read this article, I posted it to Facebook and I was like, there's literally not a series on Netflix right now about a scientific group that tried to open up an interdimensional doorway. Like, how can this go wrong? Like, we can't even get together on the mask mandate or like the pandemic bullshit or like women's rights, Roe versus Wade, any of this other stuff. Yet you want to open up a doorway to an interdimensional, like, to a whole new dimension with God knows what on the other side. And you expect us to be able to be all like, hey, you know, high fives all around? I am a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, and I am also a sci-fi fantasy nerd. And so I don't know how to process all of this, but I've been jotting down notes about like what's been happening in the world and things like that, just to kind of like keep a record. And honestly, I don't want to go to bed on July 4th. I want to try to stay up from July 4th to July 6th to see if I feel or notice anything changing. But, you know, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to wake up July 6th and be like, okay, is all my friends and family still around? what do we know? So, but yeah, very interesting stuff. And because this is also coming up on the 4th of July, what do you guys have planned? Hopefully it's something fun, and if you live outside of the United States, well, happy 4th of July to you. I know it means nothing, but for those of you who do live in the United States, do you have anything planned? Like, most people are probably going to barbecue and light off some fireworks and just kind of hang out and do the whole friends and family thing. And that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. But we're doing all of our stuff on Sunday instead of Monday. So, as far as I know right now, we're getting together on Sunday and just doing barbecue and kind of just hanging out and having a good time. So, should be fairly interesting and fairly fun. And then as for 4th of July itself, I have no freaking clue what I'm doing that day, because I usually go over to a friend's house and they said that they're not doing anything this year, which is highly unlikely, but whatever. So I may just try to find some kind of like local firework display, or I might just stay home and say screw it and binge watch something. What else is going on? Yeah, so we ended out Pride Month now, and so we're past that. But well, I shouldn't say we're past it because we never don't need exposure for the LGBT community, but it is one of those things that really hits home for a lot of people and that we really need to learn. Regardless if you are a member of the community or not, we need to know our history. And like it or love it or hate it, gay people are part of our history. They have made major discoveries, they have set forth major actions, they have done many, many things that benefit all of us, not just a small fraction of the community. And, you know, you've got to take pride in yourself. You've got to take pride in your country. You've got to take pride in your community. You've got to take pride in accomplishments of other people. And that's where we've begun separating ourselves, is the fact that we just don't have a civic pride. We don't have a neighborhood pride. We don't have a communal pride, a family pride. We are so separated from each other nowadays that each one of us is our own little universe, and when we intersect with other people, it's a chore. Where before we used to be very loving and caring and neighborly and open-armed, and we would see our neighbors struggling and we would do our best to try to help them. But we now have the mentality of, well, I'm struggling, so why the hell should I help someone else? Fuck my neighbors. And we are falling apart at the seams because we don't have that neighborly love and that compassion for another human being. And so Pride Month is about being happy and being accepted and accepting others for all their faults, and saying, you know, even though you're struggling, I'm here for you. And that's all the LGBTQ community wants, is just that recognition, that like that sense of belonging, to not be looked at as second class citizens or something that is less than. And you can throw the Bible at it, you can throw religion at it or whatever, but at the end of the day, regardless of what the Bible says, one of the main tenets is love thy neighbor. Love the sinner, not the sin. Doesn't say anything about, like, that. The only part that says anything about homosexuality in there is that man shan't lay with a man and all that other stuff. But again, love the sinner, not the sin. And you also have to remember that the Bible was written for a means of control. If you look at the Bible as a generalized guideline on how to live a good life, and look at the Apocrypha and the rest of the stories in there as antidotes as to what happened, why these trials and tribulations took place, it's actually a really good book. So many people pervert it and use it for their own, like, their own justifications for doing harm unto others. But take religion away from it. Take politics away from it. And at the core of it, just be a good person and be understanding of other people's differences, because those differences are what make us amazing. And you would want to be understood. You would want to be accepted. So why not understand and why not accept someone else? Quit alienating your brothers and your sisters. The community needs more love and compassion. So that's as spiritual and as political as I'm going to get about things. And we're going to move on from there. So Stranger Things, the second part of, what is this, the third or fourth season, came out yesterday. Yeah, came out yesterday. I've already binge watched it. Surprise. I'm not going to spoil it until Wednesday, because by Wednesday y'all should have watched it. And so yeah, I would love to hear what you think about it, and put it in the comment section or over in the community tab. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I'll be 100% honest. It kind of went the way that I expected it to. But yeah, good times. So anyways, I think I'm going to let you go so that you can go do the rest of your day or get ready for bed, or whatever time you happen to be watching this, that you can partake in whatever activities happen afterwards. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. Hit me up on all my social medias. You'll find the links down below. Head on over to the podcast, anchor.fm/hellocupcakeitsme, and I will talk to you all then.